Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie Herman and welcome back to Charlie's Cruise Tips and Reviews. First and foremost, I apologize for being away for so long. My life has gotten away a little bit and so has baseball season because as many of you who do know me, I have a ticket package for the New York Mets, so I've spent a good amount of time my time this summer at Met games as well as traveling a little bit, which includes the cruise I'm about to review. So first and foremost, as I said, I apologize for being away for so long, and hopefully I will be able to do more videos in more timely manners. So what the cruise I'm going to review today is my recent cruise about a month ago. I got returned from the Carnival Conquest cruise ship, my third time on this ship. It's a very good cruise ship, but I'll get into more detail in a little bit. It was a 7-day itinerary. We went to Grand Turk, San Juan, St. Thomas, and Amber Cove, Dominican Republic. So it was I don't know exactly, a pretty generic Eastern Caribbean cruise itinerary. It basically has all the big stops on there that you want. San Juan and St. Thomas. We almost did not go to San Juan because that's when they were having the riots down there, but we were able to get to San Juan. We didn't miss the port. Actually, my friend and I almost got stuck in the middle of, as one of the protests were beginning. We had to walk all the way around. They had a bunch of streets closed off, but we avoided the protests. We got ourselves back to the cruise ship all safe and sound. Up until the day before, they really did not know if we were going to be in San Juan, but the day before we were supposed to port there, they got the okay to go into the port of San Juan. Otherwise, we were either going to divert to St. Croix or St. Martin, but we ended up in San Juan, which is part of the reason I chose itinerary because I just love San Juan, Puerto Rico. Okay, so as I said, the itinerary was Grand Turk, San Juan, St. Thomas, and Amber Cove, DR. The ship, overall, it's a very good ship. I've been on the ship for the third time. The first time I was on the ship in 2014, I won the drink mixing contest, the mixology contest on the Carnival cruises. This time, even though I signed up for it, my drink was not selected, so I didn't compete this time, even though I really wanted to defend my title on that one. I probably should have said something to the staff when they were choosing drink. I won this a few years ago. On the ship, I'd like to try and defend my title, but oh well, it's over. So the ship, the first one I want to tell you is what's on board. They don't have the Red Frog rum pub like they do on some of the newer ships, but it's the Red Frog pub bar has sort of replaced the Skybox sports bar or whatever they call the sports bar on the various ships. So they had the sports bar on the ship, and you had two mega screens, two very huge big video screens right in front of the bar showing two different games at once, and then you had a bunch of smaller screens around the bar and video games. You could play sport video games in there. Football, soccer, I believe basketball. I'm not a big video gamer like I used to be, so I couldn't tell you exactly which games they had, but they had a pretty good selection of games. They had a good selection of drinks in there. They had a few of the mixed drinks you'll find at any of the Carnival cruise ship bars. They had the entire beer selection. They had mixed drinks. They had shots. They had this. They had that, and it was a very, very good. It was a very good experience in there. So if you're ever on the Carnival Conquest, you definitely want to hang out in the Skybox sports bar. Another thing that they did have on board is in the after the ship, which some Carnival ships do have, some of the newer ships don't have. It has the adults only pool in the aft of the pool, aft part of the ship on Lido deck. It's adults only. They have the monitors going around to make sure that kids don't go in the pool or in the hot tub, so they do keep it adults only and they monitor it very well. I did see them kick a few kids out the first couple of days of the cruise because they weren't supposed to be there. Also, this ship, which it did not have 2 years ago, they have a Serenity area now, which they also, I forgot what deck it's on. I think it's on deck 12, deck 13, deck 14. I don't remember. It's forward. It's a forward deck in the front of the ship. It's one of deck, as I said, 12, 13, 14. I can't remember which deck number exactly, but it's in the forward part of the ship, and they installed a couple of hot tubs. It's an adults only bar. They have the hammocks. They have the sort of like the beds on the seats by the Serenity area, and they have the the pads on the seats, so the seats don't get overly hot when you're laying in the sun all day. So that's why I want to talk about the ship overview. It has the atrium bar, the atrium bar is beautiful. They have a small little stage there in the front of the bar, right by the glass elevators in the atrium in the lobby, where they have the performances, the strings, the bands. They have it right there instead of a little built-in stage on the stairwell. Here they have it a stage built right in front of the glass elevators in the atrium. Another thing they have on board this ship, which I almost forgot to tell you about, was the piano bar. I'm going to talk about the piano bar later and who played there later, but the piano bar, unlike some of the newer ships, do not have a bar built into it, so you actually have a server, actually one or two servers in the bar, bringing you drinks, unless you bring your own drinks in the piano bar with you. So just if you're in the piano bar and that, just keep in mind there's not an actual bar where you can order from. There'll be a server who brings you drinks, or you can bring your own drinks into the bar. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the overall onboard experience. The crew was outstanding on this ship. I had a former fun staff member on board with me, Vanessa. She was very friendly. She remembered me from December when I was on the Magic. She actually remembered my Light It Up with Hanukkah shirt and a couple other t-shirts I was wearing on that cruise, so I guess I made a pretty good impression on her. The bar staff was phenomenal. Just like on most Carnival cruises, by the second, third day of the cruise, they knew what you were drinking, what type of beer you liked, what kind of mixed drinks you liked. They just basically, when you're ready to order, like, Bud Light, Charlie, I'm like, yes, please. So when I wasn't ordering a Bud Light, he was like, okay, so what can I get? What beer do you want? Because I usually was drinking a Bud Light, which most of my friends know that's usually my hand on the cruise ship. When I'm in the piano bar, I had Maddie Sanchez again playing Piano Matt. You can find him on Facebook and Instagram at The Piano Matt. He's phenomenal. You definitely want to, if you have a chance to cruise with him, you want to cruise with Maddie. He does play a lot of Beatles songs. He doesn't get as dirty and filthy as some other piano bar players do later at night, but he does know some adult-only songs. But at the same time, this is a very, very fun experience with him. So whatever songs he plays, you're gonna have a good time. He has very good vocals, and he gets everyone involved in the piano bar. So hats off to Maddie. He did a phenomenal job again. So now I'm gonna go into the ports of call on the cruise. Our first port of call was Grand Turk. This time what I did, my friend had never been there before. I have been to Jack's Shack before. It's the most chill, best beach bar you will ever be at. When you get off the cruise ship, it's all the way at the end of the beach in Grand Turk. It's about a good 10-15 minute walk from the cruise ship down to the end of the beach once you're off the cruise ship. I would recommend wearing sneakers on the beach because the sand can get hot, and it's you know how it is when you step on the sand. It's hard to walk in sandals, so I would suggest wearing your sneakers. Topher was around. He's the owners of the bar's dog. I'm sorry. He's the dog of the owners of the bar of Jack's Shack. He's always around. He's a very, very friendly dog. Just be careful when he goes into the Caribbean Sea, because he'll come out and just shake all the water off, and he might get you with that. So just be very careful about that. When you see Topher going to the water, you might want to walk away from the beach chair, because he'll just try and shake all the water off him and go right on to you. But Topher is a very, very friendly dog. If he comes up to you, he lets you pet him. He likes to have everyone around. So if you're ever in Grand Turk, you most definitely want to go to Jack's Shack. Not as many people go there like you'll see at Margaritaville or in the beach chairs. When you get right off the beach, you want to walk all the way down to the very end of the beach. The beach chairs are free, and it's $10 for an umbrella. So if you want to sit in the shade, I would say definitely spend the money on the umbrella, because the sun is very hot in Grand Turk. As I said, the beach is right there. The bar is right there. They have good local Caribbean beer there. And it's not nearly as much money as a drink you'll get at Margaritaville, a little further down the beach when you first get off the cruise ship, or any of the bars they have in the cruise port area. The next port of call we were in was San Juan. As I said, we weren't really sure until the last minute if we were going to make it into San Juan or not. But we did make it into San Juan, and first thing we did was we went to the fort. We went to the old fort at the very end of the island, about a 5-10 minute walk away from the cruise port. It was beautiful. It was hot. It was, well, we're in Puerto Rico in the middle of summer, so it was about 85 degrees, 90 degrees, but the humidity made it feel a little bit worse. But because you're on an island, you have the island breeze, so it's not as bad as if you went on a Caribbean cruise in the Western Caribbean in the middle of summer where you were in mainland Belize, Honduras, or Mexico. So with the island breeze, it wasn't completely unbearable. It was nice. It was beautiful. My friend completely loved the fort because she had never been there before. This was only her second time in San Juan because first cruise we met, we did stop in San Juan, but she did an excursion, so she didn't get to see the real old San Juan. She loved the buildings. She loved the forts, and then we made our way into the obligatory stop in Senior Frogs, where we had a couple. Where I had a yard. She had a drink. She didn't have the yard. She just had a regular sized drink. I got a yard. Took some pictures, and it was a very fun experience, and we had a very good time in San Juan. As we said, we didn't get to do any of the duty-free shopping as I normally would like to do there, get some t-shirts or anything because of the protests. You had to be very careful on what streets you went on, and some of the streets were just closed off, including the Umbrella Street. The Umbrella Street, that was closed. You couldn't get anywhere near it. So, fortunately, I didn't get to the Umbrella Street this time, but it was still a very good day in San Juan. Next port I was in was St. Thomas. When I get to St. Thomas, I really don't do an excursion anymore unless I want to go to St. John's. St. Thomas, there's plenty to do. You can walk around. I like to spend a lot of my time in the marina taking pictures, maybe find some shopping or something to do there. And now that Senior Frogs is no longer in St. Thomas, there is a new place I like to hang out called the Fat Turtle. It's called Fat Turtle. It's in the marina. It's an open-air outdoor bar. They have a great view of the marina. You can get some pretty cheap drinks in there. I got a couple of Presidentes and then made my way back onto the cruise ship. But for someone who likes to go into St. Thomas now and not sure where I'm going to go now that Senior Frogs and Hooters is closed, you definitely want to check out Fat Turtle in the St. Thomas Marina. The last stop we made on this cruise, the last port we made was Amber Cove, Dominican Republic. My friend and I did a catamaran there, which is, let's face it, it's a nice way of saying it's a booze cruise. She did the snorkeling. I don't do snorkeling. I've never been that good of a swimmer, and also most recently in the last few years I've had an ear infection problem. I get water in my ear, so I just don't go in the water as much as I used to, especially in the ocean. And when I do go in the pool or the hot tubs on the cruise, I am wearing earplugs. So with that being said, I didn't go do any of the snorkeling, but some of the fish you could see straight down to the bottom. It was beautiful, and we just saw some very beautiful homes, beautiful beaches, beautiful scenery. The only bad thing about that was I missed a spot on my back with the sunblock, so I got a nice little sunburn, not all over, just a little spot like right here. But unfortunately, unfortunately it is going to happen when you're putting sunblock on without a mirror. So I really can't complain. So overall, it was. In closing, I'm giving this cruise a 10 out of 10. It was that good of a cruise. There were no problems whatsoever. We had a great dinner table. We had a great wait staff at dinner. And if anyone has a chance to book this cruise ship, Carnival Conquest, I recommend it. It's an older ship. The ship came into service about 10-15 years ago, but they've completely redone it. It has all the modern things that all the Carnival ships have: the Red Frog pub bar, the Blue Iguana tequila bar, the Guy Fieri's burger. It has the barbecue restaurant. It has all those amenities, and I would 100% recommend this cruise ship. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will be back with a new video very soon. I promise it won't take me that long to bring back another video. Thank you, have a good night, and everyone have a good Labor Day weekend. Bye.